What's up, guys? Back with another video. This one's another drill or footwork. Yeah, footwork hacks that NBA shooters master. 96% of basketball players miss this. I don't know where you got that 96% from, but this is, I believe, this ILovebasketballTv. I've seen this guy quite a bit. Forgive me. I'll definitely check who it is. It Marcus Hodges? Is this one Coach Meach? Okay, this is Coach Meach. All right, so we're going to watch this. We're going to see what secret skills 96% of players miss. We'll see how it goes.
In today's video, I'm going to give you guys an in-depth guide on how to have proper shooting footwork. Let's dive into it. So there are two main sets of footwork. That is the 1-2 step and the hop. Now, at the most basic fundamental level, everybody knows
the hop or the 1-2 step. Also just there's way more. Obviously you can just be a set shot, of course, because this is a skills training video. It's got to be with the dribble. Interested to see what he says here. So this is kind of like pivoting. When I'm working with players generally, I don't care if they do a 1-2 stop or a hop step. I actually do different ones depending on what I'm trying to accomplish. So if I'm going to my right, generally it was a 1-2. I'm going into my 1-2 and pulling up. When I'm going to my left, I'm generally going into a jump stop, and I was usually trying to like shoulder people like to get space. So usually a jump stop or a hop when I'm trying to be on balance and there might be hands. But a 1-2 whenever it was more free flowing. Also, I was playing FIBA basketball professionally, and FIBA is a lot more physical. So the hop step is what I did anytime I thought there was going to be contact. Basically, what I tell players, do what's more comfortable and rep that out. If you want to start becoming like more of an elite scorer and have more options, it's great to practice both, but really just lock in one and do that. If you're having to do 3 or 4 different kinds of footwork just to get your shots off and all that, and you're having to overthink it, you're doing too much.
Knows how to do the 1-2 step or the hop into the shot. But just because they know how to do it or that they even do it doesn't mean that they're doing it at a high efficiency. So the beginner doing a 1-2 step into their shot is going to look totally different than Steph Curry doing a 1-2 step into his shot. So essentially all the 1-2 step is you're just taking 2 steps into your shot. So let's say I'm a right-handed shooter and I'm going to the right side. I'm going to try to step with my inside.
See, I'm an outside step type of guy. Okay, I've told you guys a lot. I'm an onside step kind of guy for my first move, and then for my counter is my cross step. I dislike going with a cross step for no reason, because then what's your counter? What's your counter to the cross step? I like go onside first, because theoretically, right, you'd be catching the ball, so you'd catch, shot fake. To me, I'm like, well, if they bite on the shot fake, you don't need to do a crossover step and then get your body back in line, right, to step around them. If you shot fake and they bite on it, you should just be going onside step, 1 dribble shot, or with the left onside step, 1 dribble shot. So I'll do another video on this. I've already done a footwork video on this, the crossover step or the onside step, but I'm starting to despise this more and more the more I'm seeing online.
Foot first, most oftentimes, inside foot first. So my left foot goes, and then I want my right foot to hit the floor second, and then I raise into my shot.
Because you're not covering any space. If I shot fake you and I'm wanting to cover space,
I want to try to have my right foot slightly ahead of my left foot. So if my left foot steps first, I want to have that right foot slightly ahead, and now I can get into my shot. A lot of beginners make the mistake of having that staggered stance, but just in an inverted way. So typically they would have their left foot stop first and then their right foot stop behind, and then now they try to get into their shot. And then what happens is they end up turning in the air or rotating. So their left side is here, so it's a little bit ahead. And then when they go to shoot, they have to turn to get their right side closer to the rim. So
that's what Kobe does.
You guys a drill to really work on that 1-2 step going into your shot, going both ways and at full speed. So
Kobe taught, and this is how I played too. I wasn't too worried about my footwork inside the 3-point line when it comes to jumping and elevating for my shot, because I can be facing this way and jump. And all I need to do is get my shoulders square. So while I'm in the air, once my shoulders are square, I can shoot it. I wouldn't teach that, obviously, at like beginner level. But really, you're not getting too many wide open mid-range jump shots off the pull-up anyways.
I'm going to start first on the elbow facing towards the middle. So if you guys have your right hand on the outside, so it's on the outside of the free throw line, I want to make sure your right foot is forward as well. So you want to get nice and low. All you're going to do is take 2 big steps towards the middle with your inside foot stepping first. So first off, you guys are going to start off with no dribble, right? So you're going to take that big first step with your inside leg. So that would be my left leg, and my right hand's on the outside. So once I plant, I can turn and pivot, allowing my right foot to hit the floor second, and then I raise into that shot. Remember, if you are a right-handed shooter, you want to have your right foot slightly ahead, and the same thing vice versa. If you are a left-handed shooter, you still want to be able to keep your left foot ahead. So if I'm a lefty, I want to step into this still same way. Left foot goes forward, right foot hits second, but if I'm a lefty, my right foot stays behind my left, and then I race into my shot. If I'm right-handed, my right foot's going to be a little bit ahead. Left foot still goes first, turn and pivot.
Okay, I'm zoning out, and this is confusing for me. And I've done this stuff my whole life, so I can just tell like a lot of players are going to overthink this too. I think my issue with trainers, and I'm not saying I'm confused as in I can't understand what's happening. Obviously I get it, but it just feels like so many words to just say, like to keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. The issue I have with this is like, who is this for? Now this isn't a knock on Coach Meach. Again, this is just more a critique of the industry. If this is a beginner player that can't understand how to just turn into their shot on a catch, this is overcomplicating it for them. For me, I would be saying either come to a jump stop or come to a 1-2. Don't really care, but then just get reps of that. Once they get comfortable and understand which one they like, then you kind of would need like a trainer, someone in person to be able to watch and then critique. Are you on balance? Like, should your footwork be slightly behind or ahead? But with shooting, like the biggest issue with kids and younger players is it's like shooting is like 60%. It's like mental. So much of it is mental. So once you start overcomplicating it and they start thinking about all these sort of things, this is when it like everything starts to go off the rails. I think just keep it simple, turn into it with a 1-2, turn into a jump shot, whichever one feels comfortable, start repping that out. Then as a player, you'll start to ask some questions. Oh, every time I do this, like the ball starts sailing to the left. It's like, oh, that's probably your balance. Again, we're trying to solve problems here without knowing what the questions are, trying to solve problems before there's any. Trying to find solutions before we identified the problem.
Our right foot stays ahead, and then I lift into that shot. So I hope you guys are finding value in this video. Now, this video is all about the footwork. If you guys are looking for a little bit of extra help to perfect that form on top of your footwork, I want you guys to go to the pinned comment, a push, or you're sprinting into it. So both feet should lift off the floor at the same time for just a little bit, right? So as I push into it, both feet come off the floor for a quick second, and then my left foot lands, and then my right foot lands, then I get into my shot. For this drill, you guys want to start out going 5 makes, going both ways, starting off with.
So it was still the 1-2.
That's
okay.
When I want to take that dribble and then turn and pivot and then get into that shot. So we're going to do the same thing, making 5 shots going both ways. The second most common footwork people use to get into their shot.
I could be very pedantic with all this, but we're gonna finish watching it first.
The difference between the hop and the 1-2 step is the hop where 2 feet land at the same time, making one noise. The 1-2 step is, of course, 1 step and then the second step. So what that would look like is, once again, if I'm a right-handed shooter, and let's say I'm going to the right, I'm gonna take that inside step with my left foot.
It's opposite foot again.
As I take that step off this foot, both feet.
So just remember what I said a couple videos ago. Your body, you'll go wherever your toe is pointing. So look at the direction his toe is pointing. Look at his shoulders. So when we talk about getting into our shot, the reason I like going with the onside step is like you can get your toe actually pointing to the basket, especially if you're right-handed. You can get your toe pointing to the basket, your shoulders are already square. Like you don't have to do the extra rotating on the way to your shot. That's one reason I like the onside step, but 2, you can just cover way more distance as well.
feet are going to go up in the air at the same time, and then both feet are going to hit the floor at the same time, making one sound. So it isn't a gallop. Most people make a mistake of going here, but then they'll jump, and then
isn't this what he was doing? He was doing like a 1-2-2. He was doing like a little hop,
quick
double hop
1-2,
when he was shooting.
Trying to make it like a drop, but it still ends up being a 1-2 step. We want to be able to lift both feet up off the floor at the same time, and then both feet hit, making one sound. So you take that inside step, both feet lift, make one sound with both feet. Same thing if I'm going to the left. If I'm a right-handed shooter, I take that right foot as an inside step, then both feet lift, drop, same thing happens going into that shot. This footwork might seem simple when we're breaking it down and going through it, but remember, it's not about trying to be complex. It's more about taking the complex and making it super simple and easily repeatable. So now your shot can be relaxed. We're gonna start off with no dribble. Okay, so you guys are gonna go to 3 different spots. You guys are gonna go to the wings, and then you're gonna legs that I want forward. So my left hand is closest to the baseline. I want my left leg forward. From here,
so we're doing this, start with the negative stance, negative step, start with a kind of like a sprinter step or plyo step, which is another video you guys want me to watch. But again, I just think like this isn't like a natural, I understand it's like to build up into the moment, but you might as well just start in triple threat, just like what you'd be getting into in a game. Start in triple threat. You don't need this extra momentum. Just make it game-like. And honestly, when I say keep it simple, I mean literally do the thing. Whatever it is you're doing in a game, whatever it is you're doing on the, like if you're catching and shooting and catching and driving, like just do that, replicate that, and it will translate a lot better into game situations.
I'm going to step with my...
And again, if it's like, well, no, this is for 8-year-olds, then it's like, yeah, I don't. 8-year-olds don't need to worry about a 1-2 or a hop step, and they don't need to. This is too much for them anyways. They just need to be running and playing.
Inside leg first. So if I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm stepping with my inside foot first. From here, I want to drop, make one sound with my feet, and then just raise into my shot.
So now, hold on.
From here, if I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm stepping with my inside foot first.
So now he's stepping with the inside foot first. Okay, I guess this is why, like I said, I'm really pedantic with footwork and all that. To me, it should just always be the same every time, no matter what you're doing. So catch and shoot, catch and drive, like same footwork. Dribbling up, and you want to drive past someone, same footwork. Like they shouldn't be different. It shouldn't be different footwork depending on which way you're facing, or which way you want to go, or what crossover you're doing, or what's happening in the game. Like just make it the same, make it easy. So I'll show my issue. My issue isn't with I Love Basketball or whatever. The issue is they've got 1,000 videos. So that 1,000 videos. So it's footwork hacks, easy way to fix your jump shot, how to get shifty, 300 shot workout, shooting guide. So there's 3 shooting videos right here. Another shooting one, 4 shooting drills, how to get shifty, unguardable scoring. That's the first unguardable moves we've seen. Another shooting hack. 10-minute handle hack, how to get shifty, do this, stop losing the ball, dribbling, make more. So it's just how many of these videos can you do? How many of these videos can you keep putting out and keeping it simple? This is where kids start getting complicated, because you could probably go see a shooting video 20 videos ago and it might contradict, or the details might be slightly different, so then people start overthinking, or they look at a different creator altogether. So I think this is part of the problem with the industry. Again, this is not a knock on Coach Meach or I Love Basketball. Content is great, editing's great. I'm sure there's tons of kids that are getting value and help from it, but these are some of the things we just got to be aware of and start cleaning up little by little, hopefully in the training space. But let me know other trainers or other videos or anything you guys want me to watch, especially if you have questions on something specifically. I can break that down or just give my perspective. But yeah, I thought it was a fine video. Love the editing, and I think he teaches pretty well. And yeah, like I said, there's probably a lot of kids getting value from that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys being part of the community,